Alright, I want to go over one last thing regarding the wiring before we put this harness in. I changed my mind when going with the igniter. It was just a headache for me as far as wiring it. Way too many different wires go different places. It was just confusing for me. The igniter is a totally appropriate option. I've seen people run upwards of 700 horsepower on the igniter with the wasted spark. Big reason people would switch to single coils, which I'll show you in a second, is because you start getting the spark's not able to keep up when it's a wasted spark setup. But anyway, this is the old igniter, and I switched to these. I do want to note too that the install video will show me putting the wasted spark setup in. I'd later change it after the fact. I was having a lot of issues with it. But if you guys want, I can do an install video with the coils, but you literally just plop in there. This is a Toyota Yaris. I'm sure it's in like 3 different other vehicles, but it's called a 1ZZ coil. You can search that online, it should pop up. This is what a lot of people are using for the single coil conversion. It's super inexpensive. I think these were like $10 a piece, so you know, 60 bucks, you get yourself some coils, and they sell them in sets of 4, so you would normally be able to only buy them like as 8, unless you wanted to buy like the kit, but then you're going to just pay whatever that site decides to charge. Anyway, this is the 1ZZ coil. This is a 4-pin connector, and way easier in my opinion than trying to wire the igniter to the coils to the ECU and all that. This, all you do, if you're wiring this, you run that rope out like we did for the rest of the harness. Okay, the pins, so this would be the front of the coil. I guess it doesn't really matter. So if the coil is oriented like this, the plug is going to go in this way. So this would be pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, and pin 4. Pin 1, ground to cylinder head, so back to our star grounding point, right? Number 2 is the ECU ignition output, so you would take your coil 1 out, plug it into here, coil 2 out, etc. This number 3 is your IGF failsafe, so it's kind of that same thing with the igniter that tells the ECU if the spark does not occur, so it can cut fuel and that kind of stuff. So we don't use that 3rd pin, we use the last pin, which is your 12 volt switched. So you got 1, 2, and 3, or excuse me, and 4 are the only pins that get used on this. And just to reiterate, pin 1 goes to the grounding star, pin 2 goes to your ignition outputs on your ECU, and this gets tied with all the other 5 coils into your switched ignition, which is run through that relay box that I showed you earlier. Alright, for those of you who have been following, this is like take 6. I'm really hoping this is going to work, but if it doesn't, it'll still be one more video I can put out to you guys. Let's lock in. I apologize, there's not a whole lot to see. Just connecting the intake air temperature sensor right there, throttle position sensor up here, knock 1, knock 2, my coolant temp, and then I'll run my starter wire. So right now I got everything hooked up. I'm not going to wire in the fuse box right away. I just want to make sure this thing's going to start before I get everything all wired up. Once it does start, wishful thinking here, then I'll hook all that other stuff up and be good to go. So the very, very temporary idea is these 4 wires. You get your igniter, coils, injectors, and your ECU power. All those are going to go to the key barrel switched, because these all need to be powered switched, but not while cranking. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I got a wire right there. Sorry for the bad lighting. That's going to be for cranking only, since that's the only wire to the starter. After that, we got to test all our inputs, make sure everything's sparking and arcing and fueling, and we can start it. Yes, I know. Like I said, temporary. Now, if I left this on here, that'd be straight ghetto, which I've seen before, but I'm not leaving it. I'm just testing with it, so chill out. Okay, moment of truth. This will be the first actual starting, like turning on the vehicle to see if the computer even registers. What I'm doing here is I'm going to be checking all of our sensors, TPS, coolant level temp, all that good stuff, make sure all that works. And then going over my injectors, double checking those. Ignition coils, what I mean by double checking is we'll utilize a test, so it'll pulse whichever device I'm trying to test, whether it's a BBTI sensor, injector, coil, that way we can verify it's all working. And then once we do that, make sure those items are good. We should be golden. I'm just going for a start. I still gotta hook up all the fuse box and all that stuff, but there goes nothing. That's a good sign. I feel like a hacker when you're working on this kind of stuff. This thing's like, what have you done to me? Okay, that's good. I'm not even worried about TPS. I just want to see if this thing will start. Okay, let me go up to test outputs. Here's where it matters. I'm really, really nervous for this thing, dude. I'm hoping that I can see it sync. If not, I mean, I'll probably try switching out the crank sensor and stuff, but I really just don't even want to try it because I don't want to be disappointed. But that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Okay, well, let's see if we... Let me go to the ignition real quick. Make sure that's Gucci or Knox. Alright, let's rip the Band-Aid off, folks. Okay, it's synchronized. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! Alright. Let me put in the fuel fuse. Yes! Woo! 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 Let's go! We're getting close to driving this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Got my relay fuse box going in there. Wire up to the computer. Run some stuff out to the battery. And button it up.